going to pull just a few cards for love this morning just to see what it is wants to come through as far as what is taking place for you. I trust that if this message finds you, this message is for you. My name is Anadasia Rose. I channel the angels and I connect to all things great of God, of greater good. So we do have the Three of Wands and the Six of Cups. Interesting. You feel like you've been, I'm feeling the energy of being alone. Like you feel like you've been alone. Or just this feeling of emptiness. You know what? It feels like you're coming from a past of emptiness, of feeling alone, or feeling like abandoning yourself. Like maybe you more recently abandoned yourself, or maybe you struggle with abandoning yourself when it comes to entering into connections. It's almost as if like you step forward into barren lands the moment that you give into love. But it's almost as if you let go of like care for yourself. No, you want to know what it is? Oh my God, it's so connected to your childhood and the lack of care. The lack of care, the lack of nurturing, the lack of energy, the lack of love that you were shown, that you were given as a child. When you enter into a love and relationship, and this is something that you're learning right now. This is a lesson that you're learning in love. Or maybe you weren't even aware that you were learning this lesson and this message could help you understand better. When you enter into a love connection, it feels like you're entering into barren lands. It feels like you're entering into lack of, because the only love that you've ever known is abandonment. The only love that you've ever known is lack of nurture, lack of care. And it's interesting because I feel like you somehow made that place so beautiful, like with the Six of Cups coming out. Like despite what you were experiencing as a child, you somehow had the power to take all of that abandonment energy and turn it into the most beautiful thing about you, which is your ability to create, your ability to imagine, your ability to like welcome, your ability to nurture. It's so funny. I was gonna dismiss that. Like I went to put the girls in timeout, and when I came back and the black cat was like staring at me, I was like, I feel like this cat is watching me and I don't like it. So then I brought the girls back out. I'm not even joking. Dogs know things. Dogs are so familiar with energy. They protect from God knows what. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Despite what you experienced as a child, despite the lack of, you created your own. Like you became a beacon as a child. You want to know what's even crazier? And this translates into love. Just wait. As a child, your suffering is an illusion. Your suffering in love is an illusion. Your suffering as a child feels like an illusion. And this is very specific. Please take it only if it resonates. You found your greatest power in those moments. You were born into your greatest power. Like you were given the gift of literally being a beacon of light. You were given the gift of light. You were given the gift of being your own source, in connection to source, in connection to Mother Nature specifically is what comes to mind. So maybe you spent a lot of time in Mother Nature. Now again, how does this all translate into being in love, being in a relationship? I feel like what you might struggle with most, we do have the Queen of Cups and the Emperor card. Okay, I'm going to get into this connection in just a moment. What you might have struggled with most in relationships, in love and relationships, is actually other people's suffering, other people's lack thereof, like seeing what they themselves could not see, something that you saw at a very young age and chose to see differently. It's almost like you were 20 years, 20, 30, 40 years ahead. You were 20, 30, 40 years ahead at that age. And that translates now into your ability to find joy and happiness and peace and restoration and being in your own energy, and also struggling with connecting to others who maybe don't have that same ability. But I do believe there's a greater purpose here. So you are someone in love. You are this feminine energy who just dances with life. Like you are able to move with the tides, with the waves. Like, you are able to move with the energies in a way that is so natural. In a way that allows you to have so much freedom in your life is what's coming through. This masculine energy here, this is very protective over you. Very protective. This is someone who I'm hearing is currently showing up to do the healing work, to understand themselves in a way that you have recently come to understand yourself, or have for quite some time, so that they can understand you better, so that they can understand themselves, so that they can understand you, so that they can hold space for you. Like, this masculine energy is so grounding for you in the best of ways, not in a way that is meant to like contain you, but rather in a way that is meant to keep you safe as you continue to expand. That's powerful. This masculine energy is meant to keep you safe in a way that allows you to expand. And we have 555 on the timer here. So this does feel like star-crossed lover energy coming through. Star-crossed lover energy. We have the moon. We have the 2 of swords. Ooh, someone from your past is not going to be happy about this. Maybe a lot of people from your past are not going to be happy about this. You know what's coming through is actually, it's interesting because I feel like Divine Spirit stepped into this connection in order to break the curse or break away any shadows of whatever is standing in the way of you two coming in together in true love and harmony. What is this? What is this standing in the way? I'm so curious now. What is this? Acts of service is what comes to mind. Acts of service. The masculine energy needs to step out of their comfort zone and provide you acts of service. That's what's coming through here. Card disappeared. Hold on, girls, relax. Acts of service with the 5 of Cups. Oh, it feels like interesting. 8 of Swords, 5 of Cups. King of Pentacles and King of Wands. This feels Queen of Swords. Interesting. This feels like something that only you can break yourself out of. Maybe it's even acts of service that you are meant to give to yourself at this time. Like, I'm hearing connecting to the most powerful version of you is what's coming through. Now with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords, this does feel like there might be more than one masculine. Or it just feels like in general as a family, like the way that you and this person come together as a family, it feels like you lead the way in all things spiritual. And this masculine leads the way in all things of the heart and in all things of the body. Interesting. You are of the mind. The masculine is of the heart and of the body. That's so interesting. That's going to be very specific for you. So your person could be very into fitness, very into health. They also could be just very into love, like very into like love comes very naturally, very easy to them. Whereas the Queen of Swords, it feels like you've kind of built up your body and built up your heart in such a way that it's like your mind is your most powerful asset, is what's coming through here. So interesting. I love this. Divine Spirit, are there any last messages you wish to share about this connection? Also, I love how specific this has been. The Fool card. I don't know how this like came back into the deck. Trust. There's a divine masculine that's on their way to you right now. There is a divine masculine that is on their way to you right now. All you have to do is trust and believe. Very interesting. I'm going to leave it at that. As always, if you do feel called to receive a personal or private session, you can book through my website if you click the link in my bio.